Welcome to LJ Woodworks. This video is going to be a beginner's guide to using the Carbide turning tools. Here you're seeing my original Rockler 3-piece set, first tool set I ever bought. Right there's the rougher. That's the detailer, and the finisher is already sitting on the lathe bed. When I originally bought this set, it cost me, I think I caught it on sale for 99 bucks. What you're seeing here is the Axminster matched ring drive center set. You can get this typically for about 30 bucks when it's on sale. Nice thing about this set is if you ever do go too hard trying to turn, you will not get a catch. If the wood does catch, since this is a friction drive, the wood just stops. Very safe way for beginners to start. Alright, what you see here is a piece of Sycamore. Found this on the base after some recent thunderstorms came through. It recently fallen. It's still fairly wet, but we're going to go ahead and we're marking for center. And we'll find center on the other side. We'll get that marked and we'll get ready to get it on the lathe. Now before we do that, we do have to set up our tool rest. Carbides want to cut pretty much dead on center. So you see me adjusting so that that carbide's going to line up right with that point. Alright, here we're just getting it mounted up on the lathe. Bring the tailstock up, lock it down, and tighten up the quill. I'm running two cameras, so you get two different views. So you can see from a top-down view as I'm turning this and from the side, so you can track where the tool is and what it's doing. Alright, there you see me setting up about a fingertip gap between the tool rest and the Sycamore. We're going to start out with the rougher. I don't know if Rockler actually uses that terminology, but Easy Wood does, so we're going to go with it. Now the basic gist with your carbides is you line them up parallel to the floor and you just push in. Once you start your cut, you can start going left and right. And here we're just going to get it down to round. As I said, I got two different cameras running, so you get two different views of what's going on. So you can see here, I pushed in slightly, and then I start moving left and right to take it all down to an even thickness. Almost got all the bark removed. I'm going to show you a little bit faster way of doing it, where you just push in and then move over about half the width of the carbide and then push in again until you get to the equal depth and continue on. This is probably a good point to mention that carbides can be sharpened. They do dull out just like any other tool that you're going to have, but with a diamond plate or a CBN wheel you can resharpen them. From the looks of this, my tools are pretty dull. I've had this set going on 3 years and I've sharpened it a few times. Next up, we're going to use our spring caliper, and we are going to set the diameter of our mallet. Here we go. Set the spring caliper up above, slowly take away material until it fits. See, I'm still a little bit too large there, so we just keep working it down nice and slow until you get it perfect. Just like that. Then we're going to use that same technique to get it all to an even diameter. We've kicked into fast forward here. This total process took about 2 minutes, but I didn't want to sit here and have anybody watch 2 minutes of this. So we'll just fast forward through it. Now we're going to use our side-to-side motion just to get rid of any of the ridges. Here I'm just showing using the spring caliper. You can use this to see if you've got an even diameter. And if you don't, you can come right along and clean it up. Here I'm just showing you I've made a little cheater gauge. So when that fits over the tenon, we know that it'll fit in the chuck. I'm going to clean that edge up, press in, see if it fits. Not quite yet. Go a little further. And there we are. My chuck has dovetail jaws. So what you're seeing here is me using the skew to clean up that little rounded section and put the dovetail shape on so the chuck will grab it. Now we mount up the chuck. And mount up the workpiece. Now here you see I'm only slightly tightening that down, and then I use the tailstock to make sure it's centered. So I've already got a mark in the center of the on the workpiece. So when the tailstock lines into that, tighten it down, then tighten down the chuck. Workpiece is back on, centered up. Going to clean up that front face a little bit. Now we're going to set a distance for the head of the mallet. Make our line so we know where we are. Now we get out the finisher. So this is the one we use to do most of our shaping with the curves, that is. And we're going to work it down and start forming our handle. And I can't believe I forgot to mention this until now, but one thing about Carbides is they love speed. So be sure to get those RPMs set up to get the best cut you possibly can. Now again, we're going to use our spring caliper. We're going to use this to set the front section of the handle. Then we'll break it out again when we do the section that'll fit in your palm. I like working to specific sizes. It just works better for me that way. Some people can do it by eye. This works for me. Alright, one thing about Carbides is they typically do not leave the greatest surface. So here you see me turning the tool on a 45-degree angle. That will make a shear cut, which really cuts down on the amount of sanding you'll have to do. Now notice that while I'm doing this, I am keeping the tool perpendicular to the area I'm cutting. So that allows for that shear cut. So if I went along the edge, say almost parallel to it, or at a very steep angle, that's going to be a negative rake scrape. So there is a difference there. I just want you to note that. Now I'm breaking out the detail tool to try to clean up the end of it. We are getting a lot of vibration. It said the wood is still wet, so this didn't work out very good. We gotta wait for it to dry a bit, and then we'll come back and take care of that. So what you see me doing here is I'm coming along that steep angle. That is a negative rake scrape, not a shear cut. So we still have to wait for this piece to dry before we can sand. And then after we've sanded, we knock off that base, round it over, and this project would be complete. So, hope this helped you if you're new to carbides and starting out. If it did, let me know down in the comments. Hit the like button, consider subscribing, and y'all have a great day. And if you guys enjoyed this, let me know, and maybe next time we'll break out the easy wood tools and make a bowl.